Some call me the sage from South Central. Others call me the czar of common sense. But you can call me Larry Elder. And you're invited to join me tonight, starting at 7, right here on AM 560, The Answer.
Good morning, Dan and Amy. I understand that King JB of House Pritzker, His Majesty of the Trust Fund, the ruler of the Four Kingdoms, the imposer of mass, the mass gathering of one, Lord Jellybelly of the Hyatt, master of the data, guardian of the public sector unions, protector of the Krispy Kreme, has spoken about President Trump.
He has. He wants, Wendy's, where's the beef? Illinois, where's the money, President Trump? We need to pay for police, fire, teachers.
It's just so sad that the president has made this political. The fact is that every state, and I talk to Republican governors and Democratic governors, you can imagine what's happened in every state. Revenues have fallen off a cliff, right? Because of stay-at-home orders or because people don't want to go out. Those states that are dependent upon sales taxes alone and no income taxes, they've gone, really, truly into the deep end of the well. Yeah. And then, income taxes, as you know, in Illinois, we had to postpone collecting income taxes here and did so because the federal government postponed federal income taxes until July. So everybody's got this problem. It's not a Democratic or Republican problem.
But you are looking for more help then from the federal government in order to get through this.
Indeed.
We had to postpone the income tax collection. We didn't want to.
No.
We had to. The federal government did. The federal government did too. So do they need the revenue, Governor Pritzker? Are they in the same position as the states? And by the way,
if we had a balanced budget and a rainy day fund like Senator Braun was just talking about, would we be in this position?
Yeah. Oh, by the way, JB, you're a liar, or you're ignorant, and unfortunately, the Chicago Press Corps is ignorant. We played it on this show on Monday. Mentioned it again yesterday. I'll mention it again because it takes a lot to penetrate the granite between the ears of people in this state. Steve Mnuchin at the Fox News Town Hall on Sunday night made the point that Trump has authorized him to relax restrictions on the funding that state and local governments received under the CARES Act, $150 billion worth, so that you can use that funding to pay for police and firefighters and teachers if you would like. So that's up to you and Mayor Lightfoot and the other recipients of federal largesse. And if it's not enough, well, too bad, so sad, because as Senator Braun mentioned, as you just mentioned, Amy, there's a lot of other states who aren't complaining about the money they received. So apparently, whether they need to repurpose it for teachers, police, and firefighters, or use it for some other need, that's sufficient for now. So apparently it's the bad actors complaining the loudest. Golly gee, what a surprise. For more on this, we're pleased to be joined by our friend Steve Moore, economist, Wall Street Journal columnist, author of Trumponomics. Steve, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
Hey, guys. Well, it's a real contest now whether who the worst governor in America is today. I mean, Pritzker may be moving into the lead, although I live in Virginia. Ralph Northam has a dunce cap on too. He wants to keep the Virginia economy shut down till the middle of June. But he said yesterday he may relax that. This is outrageous what's happening. We gave Governor Pritzker a D on our report card, and people in Illinois were complaining to me. So I got so many complaints, Dan and Amy, from people saying, "What the hell are you doing? How can you give him a D? I mean, he's done nothing right." And for him to now complain that the federal government isn't coming in and saving Illinois. By the way, Dan, how many government employees have been laid off in the last 6-8 weeks?
Zero that I know of.
Zero.
Dan?
Look at the private sector.
He said he wasn't going to do that.
A third of their workers. Not one government worker, probably in Chicago or in local governments or in Springfield, have been laid off. You know why? They're not preparing this because they really do think they're under this fantasy that somehow there's this golden pot at the end of the year where they're going to get, one. How much does he want, by the way? $1, $2, $3, $4 billion?
$41 billion.
Four. What are you?
Four. We want 41.
What are you talking about?
Yeah. Billion.
41 billion.
Hello?
Here's the thing. Let me just shatter one mythology that many of my liberal friends believe, because there are a lot of people actually think, oh, yeah, the federal government should bail out the states. Ladies and gentlemen, this is very simple. The federal government doesn't produce anything, right? The only way the federal government can give money to states is is to take it from the states in the first place. So, this idea that, the federal government is going to bail out all the states. And by the way, Pritzker is right. There are a lot of, Republican governors who want money too. But that's ridiculous. The states that have acted responsibly should not bail out the states that haven't. Tennessee, one of the best run states in the country, spends $7,000 per person on state and local government. Illinois, when I looked at the numbers in, I think it was 2017, was spending about $12,000 per person. So there's a $5,000 per person difference in what Illinois spends and what Tennessee spends. And ladies and gentlemen, I've been in both states. Tennessee has better public services than Illinois does.
No question.
So, better schools.
How long have we been warning Pritzker and the governors of Illinois, Dan and Amy? I don't know. Has it been 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years? That there was, a
30.
big problem in Springfield.
I mean,
actually,
it literally, and this is because it's nonpartisan here. It's both parties, to the extent there's even two parties, are culpable. This goes back to at least 1994 and the pension ramp under Governor Edgar. So that's 26 years, and I would say it started to.
Yeah, and you're making me feel old, but it has been that.
Yeah, I'll make you even feel older. Kurt Loder's 75 today.
What?
Or yesterday. Kurt Loder, 75 years old.
Here's the problem, Dan. Yeah. You as Illinois residents, I was an Illinois resident, but I moved out of Illinois. Yeah. But the Illinois residents, I hate to tell you this, the voters of Illinois have only themselves to blame. You elected these people. I mean, you elected Pritzker. He won by a landslide, right?
Yeah. and oh, by the way, Steve, as you
against an incumbent,
as you've probably seen in other states with curious governors, at least curious from our perspective, they're enjoying nothing but their highest approval ratings ever. Pritzker's approaching 70%, just like Whitmer and Evers, so forth.
Yeah, but I'm going to make a bet to you that as this crisis rolls on, you're seeing every day more and more Americans, even some liberals, are starting to say, "Wait a minute, this doesn't make any sense. This lockdown of our economy and the fact that we don't have our businesses running." Yesterday, J. Crew, one of our major retailers, filed for bankruptcy. It's the fourth major retailer in the country in the last week that has said we're never opening our doors again. That's going to happen day after day after day. And every one of these body bags, and now those are the big businesses, the small businesses that are failing in Illinois. Those are on the politicians' back. They have killed these businesses. And the idea that somehow they're going to resurrect themselves, I'm afraid they're not. And I hope I'm wrong about that. But these businesses will never come back.
Well, some mayors and some, county leaders in certain parts of this country are saying, screw this, and they're opening up. I mean, East Peoria, they're going to open up on Friday, and then we've got Orland Park that has a plan to open up, regardless of what our governor is saying.
Yeah, did you see what happened in California, on the left coast? The governor there, Newsom, actually, he's a little bit more rational, believe it or not, Pritzker. There is widespread civil disobedience in California right now. Newsom wanted to keep the beaches closed. And just look at the pictures, folks. People are going to the beaches. They're going into the stores. They're violating these government orders. I want to see some civil disobedience in Illinois, in Chicago.
Yeah, it's worth noting. The Wall Street Journal opined on this, too. And Newsom conceded to let most small retailers, toys, books, that pose little health risk, reopen for curbside pickup on Friday. Let counties lift other restrictions if they show it they have enough testing capacity and hospital beds. So he recognizes something that is not recognized in places like Illinois and a few others. But perhaps at some day it will be. I don't know. I don't know if it will ever be here. But that you can't get as far as you maybe would like to get if you don't have the consent of the governed.
Now, here is the problem with what's going on in Illinois. So the big problem for governors like Pritzker is, we just had a big celebration with the governors of Georgia, the governor of Florida, the governor of Texas, the governor of Iowa, your next door neighbor in Iowa, Nebraska, Utah, Idaho. These states are opening up. And I'm talking to businessmen and women from Illinois who say, look, if Pritzker is not going to open up in the next couple of weeks, I'm literally packing my U-Hauls with all the office equipment and all the machinery, and we're going to Arizona, or we're going to Texas or Tennessee. So this is you're going to see, we did this report, Laffer and I, last week, that found states like Illinois, New York, New Jersey, which already were in a big hole and already were losing jobs. That acceleration out of states like Illinois is going to be magnified. So you have to do this to stay competitive. By the way, where was that? I was watching on YouTube yesterday. There was a protest. I think it was out in Chicago, outside of Chicago, and one of the protesters had the greatest signs. We put it on our newsletter this morning. It said, "The politicians are the virus."
Yes, yeah, Chicago.
Yeah, that was on Friday.
Hey, what about at the federal level? Since you and Laffer and Kudlow have the presidents here, I know he's continues to mention the payroll tax holiday.
Yep.
Where are they in terms of what they think is realistic and what they're willing to concede to Pelosi to get it done, if anything?
So we have a movement going called Save Our Country. People should go to the website Save Our Country, which has about 3 or 4 major priorities. One of them is to get the American economy up and running, which I think every rational people understands we have to do. The second one is no more federal spending. Just stop. We call it not a dime more. We have spent. Do you guys know how much we spent already this year at the federal level?
$8 trillion.
I don't know.
Well,
10?
Officially, not counting what the Fed is doing.
Well, I'm counting that.
Over $3 trillion. Over $3 trillion. Now, Pelosi wants another $1.1 trillion. By the way, that first $3 trillion didn't do much to help. So she wants another $1.1 trillion. Schumer yesterday was saying, well, we need maybe another $500 billion over that. By the way, the loan program is running out of money again. So that's another $250 billion. They're talking about another $2 trillion. And we're saying, hell no, no more spending. It's making the problem worse. And as a counter to what Pritzker wants, and I wonder what your listeners think. Here's the 2 alternatives. You can give the money to the mayors and the governors, or we will give you a 7.5% increase in your paycheck by eliminating the payroll tax this year. Every employer, Dan and Amy, who is listening to this show, every small employer, your payroll tax costs will fall by 7.5%. Because you're not going to have that withheld through your check. So, gee, what do you think would be better for the economy? Let the people spend the money or let the politicians spend the money? And by the way, it's the people's money. It's taken out of their paycheck. So we want a suspension of the payroll tax for the rest of the year. That is the true way to stimulate the American economy and get people back to work.
And if you can't get it from Pelosi, sans more state and local aids, sans...
No. So here's the thing.
Yeah, I mean, is it a red line? Is the point? Because it's one thing to take positions, and it's another to say here's what we should do. It's another thing to operate in the world of what's possible.
Okay, so Dan, you're right. So here's what we're advising Trump: stop negotiating with Nancy Pelosi. That is getting us nowhere. In fact, every time he negotiates with her, they come out with a terrible bill. In 31 states, we're paying people to stay unemployed more than they would get for going back to work. And that's the kind of results that Nancy Pelosi. So our advice, Steve Forbes and myself and Art Laffer and Jim DeMint and all the best conservatives are saying to Trump, stop negotiating with her, advocate for only one thing, a payroll tax suspension, and go over the head of Pelosi like Reagan did and go to the American people and say, I want to give you your money. And Nancy Pelosi wants to give it to the governors and the mayors. By the way, that poll, 70% support the payroll tax and 20% support giving it to people like Pritzker.
Yeah. All right. I like it. Okay. I'm good with that. All right.
I want you guys
good job.
to,
give it to the people.
Bang the drum on this, guys, okay?
Okay.
He is Steve Moore, economist, Wall Street Journal columnist, author of Trumponomics. Steve, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
All right, guys. Have a great week. Bye.
All right. You too. And he joined us on our turnkey.pro answer line.
Before you see it on TV, share it on Facebook, or read about it in the paper, hear it here first. This is Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
It's never too early to think about what activities your son or daughter will do this summer. You want your kids to have fun during their break, but provide some structure and preparation for the next school year. Consider St. John's Northwestern Summer Academy in the beautiful Lake Country region of southeast Wisconsin. St. John's Northwestern Summer Academy offers fantastic summer programs, such as academic opportunities for personal success and adventure camp. Academic Ops offers 7th through 12th graders 5 weeks of summer classes supplemented with fun activities throughout. Adventure Camp is just how it sounds, an exciting camp that instills leadership, adventure skills training, and having fun. Consider St. John's Northwestern Summer Academy for your son or daughter with their overnight or day camp programs located in the beautiful Lake Country of Wisconsin, only 2 hours from Chicago. For more information, visit sjnma.org. That's sjnma.org.
Dan, I still can't get over that Kurt Loder is 75 years old. He's in that age group.
Yeah.
I mean, how did that happen?
You better shelter in place. That's right. Maybe Tabitha Soren can provide with her hubby, Michael Lewis, and provide some shelter for Kurt Loder.
And since many of us are spending a lot more time at home, perhaps you've noticed it's time to upgrade your sheets and pillows. Now's the time to join the millions of Americans who've changed the quality of their sleep with MyPillow. And even as MyPillow changes their production to provide masks for hospitals, they still want to help you get the best sleep of your life. Right now, buy one, get one free on pretty much everything. The MyPillows, the Giza Dream Sheets, those are fantastic. The MyPillow towels, which are soft and absorbent. The Roll and Go Anywhere pillow, duvet covers, Giza pillowcases, you name it, they have it. Just go to MyPillow.com, click on the radio listener special page, and type Amy, AMY, in that promo code. Or if you want, call 800-489-0200.